Got our local chief of police in here, which we love dearly, and excited to hear what our great city is doing. What's going on in our great city?
Good morning, and
Good
thank you
morning.
for having us here, Sherry. We have a few things going on. We're in the summertime, so obviously it's hot.
I was going to say, my husband's a landscaper, and it's hot.
It is very hot, but we have been preparing for the summertime for a while now. When I say that, typically, and I think I've said it before in your broadcast, where we see crime sometimes spikes.
I know, and that's so
during
weird
that
to me.
frame.
Who wants to go outside?
Yeah, you would think it's so hot to commit a crime, but we typically try to prepare and get strategically put people in place to make sure we actually doing patrols that we need to in the certain places that we need to do it to make sure that the crimes don't spike. Kids in the neighborhood that are out for the summer, they get bored and start doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So we're making sure that they're following the guidelines and they're in place. Hopefully, the parents are putting them in some type of activities.
It's
to keep
hard,
them busy.
though, because they get to a certain age, and there's not like a lot of
Yeah.
activities for that
Interest,
age
yeah.
that wants to go do things,
Yeah,
right?
the ones that get in.
We were talking
trouble.
about that
Yeah.
before we went on the air. I have granddaughters that come here because I was trying to think of something to give them positive.
Absolutely.
You know, like they
Absolutely.
just packed all your school boxes.
Absolutely. So outside of that, we got our normal things that are going on in the city, our normal monthly activities, our neighborhood watch meetings that are becoming a little bit more popular now. We're getting better attendance, so I'm grateful for that. We've been having great speakers, presenters that have been coming out and
I know, you're getting all kinds of good people.
yeah, giving a lot of great information about things in the community. Right now, we are currently in hurricane season, obviously, which started on June 1st, ends on November 30th. So we had our Volusia County Emergency Operations Director.
And you should
here.
turn off your phone, and that was me.
Yeah, we're going to charge you $5.
I know, go ahead.
But we had our emergency operations director, Clint Meacham. He was there on the last neighborhood watch meeting and gave a lot of insightful information.
Now, I heard they lowered the number. Is that true? Because they were more higher for hurricanes, and they just lowered it a little higher.
I haven't heard that it got lowered. It's lower from last year.
Oh, okay, maybe that's
last
what it
season.
was. Okay.
Yes, and that's dealing with a whole lot of different things that are coming coming together at the same time, from low pressures and Nino and high pressure winds,
And
the
that
sandstorms.
dust. Yeah,
from
stay out
Africa.
there, you know.
So all these different things definitely determine what kind of season we're going to have. So right now we're keeping our finger crossed that what they indicate is going to actually come to pass, and that means we have a very slow season.
I'm okay with that.
But if not, we are prepared, and we have all our trainings in place, and we have equipment that we need in place to make sure we keep everybody in Holly Hills safe.
So what does the police department have to do to prepare?
We normally take a lot of the different types of courses and make sure that we know what we're supposed to be doing when it comes to an emergency. I typically, every couple of years, I will put on what we call a tabletop exercise and just come up with this crazy, out of the blue, what could possibly happen, what if.
Right, like on our street right there at the river, it floods.
Yeah.
And then one time a boat was on the road.
Exactly.
Like, how does somebody ever think that's going to happen? This big, it wasn't a baby boat. It
Yeah.
was a good-sized sailboat. It was right there on Beach Road. And I was like, how do you deal with that in the middle of traffic,
So most cities are preparing like that. We would do maybe a what if we get a 6-foot storm surge.
Yep.
How are we going to help the residents on Riverside Drive all the way up to Ridgewood Avenue? What are we going to have to do? And this goes not just for the police department, for every department within the city. What are you going to be doing? Finance department, public works department.
Right.
We make sure that everyone knows what their job is going to consist of. What happened when we have, as we had, and I think it was 99, back-to-back storms.
Oh, yeah. That was
Back-to-back
crazy.
hurricanes. Yeah.
We were out 17 days without electric.
Exactly. How does that look for a city being out 17 days? How do you function as a government?
And especially with elderly people.
Absolutely.
I mean, people don't think about that, but we were helping all of our elderly neighbors just because it's like they're stuck and they don't have any resources to help them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So all these different things we start preparing for. We make sure our officers have everything they need at the house. So when they get here, their mind is here.
I love that.
They're not worried about things at the house because everything is already in place. They have an emergency plan. They have an emergency go bag. We make sure they have all of that stuff together so they know what they're supposed to do. And so when they get to work or get the call that you got to come in, you got to stay here for a couple of days.
Because they actually have to stay, don't they?
Yeah, they have to stay. If it's something that's going to be a bad storm, we're going to need them to stay, because if we don't have them stay and the storm hits and it's a disaster, then they won't be able to get here. So
people don't realize that when you're in that particular field, or even nurses, they have to stay.
They have to stay. We've had some, I think it was doing I want to say, like one officer that couldn't get here. Because of the timing of the storm, we let everybody stay home and come in. And
right, I think that was the one that all of a sudden happened. You know what I'm saying? That we were tracking it, and then all of a sudden it's here.
But one officer couldn't get here because they was flooded out.
Right, with a city our size, we need every officer.
Yeah. So that's why we try to get them in early and make them stay because of things like that. But we had Clint Meacham here for the last Neighborhood Watch meeting. Gave a lot of good information. A lot of people were engaged with it and loved it. And that's what we want to continue to do, because we want our neighbors to come out and make sure they're getting the right information from police department about what's going on in their neighborhood. And if they got any questions, we have all the resources there to answer the question that they may need. So outside of that, we still have safety classes going on. We've slowed down on our firearms training courses just because the grant has ended. So now we are funding it ourselves because of the popularity of the program. So we're still doing it. We're just not doing it on the grant funds.
But you can get another grant, can't you, later on in the year?
Yes, we're going. Once it opens back up, we're going to be applying again.
That's
so
great.
now
You're
instead
very
of
good
doing,
about that.
Yeah, instead of doing 2 or 3 a month, now we're only doing one a month. And we're doing one at the end of this month, and the reservation or RSVP period has closed already for this month. But we will be doing one next month as well, and we'll put it out there on our social media platform for everyone.
Social media is the best place.
It's the best place to do it. Crimes for this month period of June. Oh, before I get into that, I want to bring up also that we are doing what we call it's a Federal Department of Transportation operation that we do every year. It's an annual operation.
And that's in English means?
Then we will be out writing tickets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have seen more people out at my time of morning,
Absolutely.
And I was like, hello.
So this week is what they call Operation Southern Slowdown. It's a event that takes place over multiple states during this week period. I think it's 5 states. I can't recall all the 5 states. I know Georgia's included. I believe Carolina is included in that. Alabama may be included as well. But during this whole 1 week period, there's a lot of traffic enforcement going on in the different states.
Is that just to make awareness of it, or why do we pick this week?
Definitely. I don't know why the state has picked this particular week. We basically fall in line behind the state of Florida the week that they pick. But it is something that a lot of these states are enforcing, and it's traffic safety, operation safety.
But you will get a ticket.
Yeah, so it's going to be from June 13th to June 19th.
You mean July?
I mean July, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I was like, we already had it and you didn't know it.
My stats are going back.
He's had a Monday already, people.
It's one of those things that happens sometimes.
I know.
But July 13th through July 19th, so you will see more cops on the street. You see more flashing lights. That's because we are actually doing this operation that's going on. Last year, between all the 5 states, they wrote over 53,000 citations.
Wow.
Out of that, 2,230 citations were for reckless driving. Another 3,000 were for distracted driving. So they're going to be enforcing a lot of stuff, and we're not the only agency that is participating. It's in multiple agencies throughout the state that is going to be participating.
So remind us what to do when those lights come on behind us.
Just calm down, be calm, stay calm, and just pull over in a safe place and just do whatever the officer says.
Now, didn't we say one time to put our hazards on or let them know somehow? How do we let them know behind us if we can't get to a safe place? Like Ridgewood, you've got to go a little ways to be safe. So what should we do?
For one, I mean, the officer's going to use common sense. Now, if the car is still driving at the same speed, then that's going to indicate this person does not plan on stopping. But if the officer can see that the person is slowing down, putting on brakes, trying to see where to slow down, seeing where to turn at. Common sense is going to say, okay, they're just trying to find someone safe to pull
Yes,
over.
and please don't just pull over to the little part on Ridgewood because that puts our officers in a lot of not safe places.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes the officer get on the loudspeaker and tell you to drive forward just a little bit and pull over in the parking lot or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean Ridgewood is just too small.
It's too small.
You
so
know.
definitely just pull over into the nearest parking lot that you can pull into, whether it be a business or whatnot. Just pull in that parking lot to be safe.
And do we jump out of our car?
Don't stay in your car until otherwise directed by the officer to do so.
And roll down that window and get your driver's license and your registration ready, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, back in the day, people got out of their car. And I think that we were like, that was respectful or whatever. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, you do not get out of your car because that's an action that could cause other actions, right?
Yep. The officer like to be in control of that, what we call an investigation because it's a traffic stop. So they don't want you doing anything outside of what they're asking you to do. It's just to be safe for everybody involved in the incident. So
I just like to remind people because, you know, we don't know what to do when those lights get on. Besides, we're trying to remember to breathe, you know.
Besides, it's a statistic that besides domestic violent calls, traffic stops are most dangerous for law enforcement officers.
Yes, they are.
So that's why officers are very heightened and very strict when it comes to doing what they tell you to do. It's just because that's not a theory. That is stats that have shown that officers typically die more so related to traffic stops and domestic violence calls.
It is crazy. I don't remember back in the day hearing about that. We do. I don't know if it's because we drive faster or we're not paying attention or we're on our cell phones or whatever, but please get somewhere safe so that officer can be safe.
Yep, absolutely. So we wanted to make the residents aware of that. We also still have been talking about the new law that are anticipating passing, which is dealing with the homestead exemption and the effects that will have on the different cities and counties throughout the country. Throughout the state, I'm sorry. So that's something that we just want to make sure people stay educated on and do your own homework and research. We will not tell you what's best to do. You do what's best for yourself, but we want you to at least be informed in your decision before you make your decision.
And it's hard, those laws and bills and all that, because the language is not easy, is it?
It's not the easiest language to read.
It's almost easier to put it in and then ask to be translated, and not in English, but you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you think you're making the right decision, and the way the wording is, you totally make it wrong.
Absolutely.
So do your research.
So our traffic stats for the month of June. I'm in the right month now. So we had different locations that we place our traffic equipment. Obviously, everyone knows if you drive on Riverside, we have stationary radar counting platforms that are set up on the poles. And we also have several trailers that we move around the city depending on the complaints that come into the police department. So obviously Riverside Drive and the 1500 block of Riverside are two different locations, one on the north end, one on the south end. One of those clocked a total for the June at 75,900 vehicles that passed through that area.
That's crazy.
While the other one, which was the 1500 block, counted 62,800 vehicles that traveled through that area.
Our town is growing.
So it's growing, and we're having a lot of transit vehicles that are passing through our town. Mm-hmm. But that's why we are making traffic enforcement a big priority here. Some people don't agree with traffic enforcement in our city, but you have the right to agree. That's your own personal thing. Then
I agree.
You have the right to believe what you want to believe, but I believe traffic safety is one of those core things that we need to make sure we have in the city of Holly Hill. We don't want any unnecessary death to happen on our streets.
I think that seeing it reminds you, because we're all busy. We're all just came off of work, or maybe we got that phone call or whatever the item is. And to me, when I see it, I go, oh, yeah. It is 35 right here. And I'm not being stupid when I say that, but it's just because you've got other things in your zone.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes it's 40 one place and 35 the next, and you pass through it and you didn't even understand, or you missed it or whatever. So I think it's great that you're out and about more. And I love the cute little signs, because I love it when you put little one-liners on it.
Yeah.
It's it's cheap entertainment.
It's pretty good. I give credit to Corporal Dimony for
That was good.
the creative thoughts he put into
Yep.
those. We had one trailer that we posted up on Nova Road this past month. It clocked over 450,000 vehicles that passed through
On Nova?
in the month of June.
Oh
So it's
my
a very busy road. It's very hard sometimes to do traffic enforcement. That doesn't mean we do not do traffic enforcement. It's just very difficult. It's so vast amount of vehicles that pass through there. And being that
And
you
more
work,
lanes and all that.
I just to say operating with more lanes of vehicles, it's kind of hard to do it. We have to be very safe and strategic when we do that. But we're still working those areas. And if you have complaints, please call the police department and let us know where they are. You're not bothering us. You're not being one of those new citizens that just continue to complain. We want you to complain because we want you to have a nice life here in the city of Holly Hills. So it's our job to take those complaints and try to work them the best we can. So outside of our traffic stats, we have our crime stats that we're continuing to work. Again, most of our stats are down in the month of June versus last month. And also, but they're up when you compare year-to-year comparison. June of last year versus this year, our stats are up. I'll start with the year-to-year comparison. We are looking at an additional 450 calls for service from last year. That's 19.6% increase.
But how many more people are here?
We have over 13,000 residents. That's kind of like has not moved too much.
Okay, 'cause it seems like it has.
But like I said, the transit vehicles and things, people coming to visit Holly Hill are increasing.
Right.
So we're getting more visitors.
Because I've never heard of 400,000 people on. No, but I mean, I drive it, and now I'm like going to think about that every time I'm on it. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that to me has to have changed enough to make the crime higher, too.
Yeah, we look at all of that. The things that we're doing here in the city that are drawing more people to start coming to the city also plays a part. You have a lot more visitors coming to visit the parks, so we're starting to have a lot more things happen with Pictona. We're getting a few new residents or businesses here in the city, so we're going to be I say bringing more people here. Maybe not to stay, but at least visiting the city.
Oh,
for
yeah,
a certain
because
amount
with the
of
new
time.
big gas station right there on the corner,
Yep.
that's going to be a big difference. Because
Absolutely.
people coming off of the highway and coming into our town, and they're low on gas. So, I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah, totally.
Absolutely. So we get more calls for service versus last year, more arrests, more incidents reports being taken, more traffic citations being issued, and I'm just running through them. But when it comes to violent crime, we have been consistent with that, where there has not really been any violent crime here in the city.
Well, praise the Lord.
Yeah, that is a great thing. That's what I'm big on, is the violent crime part. Obviously, we had the one homicide. I think it was last year Christmas. Unfortunately, happened with the transit altercation. But outside of that, there hasn't been any serious violent crime that have. Even firearm usage hasn't been that high here.
And that's huge for a city.
That is very huge. That is very huge. So outside of that, now when we look at the last month versus this month, May versus June comparison, we also see that there is an increase in calls for service. 154 additional calls for service, which is a 5.9% increase. More arrests, less incident, just a small, very minute, less incident reports. We had more traffic tickets written, obviously. A decline by one of traffic accidents, so that's kind of stayed consistent along with the DUI arrests. And again, violent crimes have been low. The property crimes continue to stay consistent, where we had just a small 6.7% increase in property crime cases. Battery is a small increase. Actually, it was a 50% increase from battery cases. Burglary is a 16% increase. And domestic violence cases has been a concern of mine, and it's been on the rise this month versus last month. We had an additional 12 incidents that occurred. And obviously, that's something that we can't proactively stop. Right. But we do try our best to educate as much as possible when it comes to domestic violence incidents. We just ask those victims, if you feel unsafe or if you're in a situation, there are plenty of resources and places you can reach out to get help to get out of those situations. So outside of that, Sherry, we are doing good. I feel we're doing good. Obviously, we had a thing last month where we were assisting with the sheriff's office with a drug complaint in our city. Obviously, it made the news.
I love to see it. I'm just going to tell you.
So I can't state enough how collaboration with our partners, law enforcement partners and neighbors, is when it comes to the safety of our communities. Collaboration is critical to making things like that happen. And that's what we try to do. We want to maintain our relationship with our law enforcement partners as much as possible. We do a lot of stuff in the city, but we also help our neighbors out as well when they need help.
And I love it that they're posting it now so that we see the partnership.
Yep, exactly.
I think it's a great thing to see that partnership, because then you think, well, gosh, if there was something crazy happening here, there's not only our guys, but there's another group that can come right along and help.
Yes, and we need that. We have to. No man can do it by themselves.
Right.
I don't care how big your agency is, you can't do it by yourself.
No, and so I love seeing the partnership.
And so the partnerships are very cute, and that's what we want to make sure our residents see. That's why we're pushing a lot of stuff on social media, so they can see that Holly Hill is not just sitting quietly and not doing anything. They're making sure they protect this town and doing everything they possibly can to do
Well,
that.
I've learned so much over these last few months about, I always think, well, why can't they just tear down that building or whatever whatever it is?
Yeah.
Because there is rules.
Yeah.
And there is timing. And, if it was your building or you were being evicted or whatever the item is, you would want your rights and you would want them to be done by law.
Absolutely.
And so now that I've learned more about it, now I get it more. And, we need to be educated on that. So that's what I love about you guys coming in on Mondays and educating us about the different things. The manager, city manager, the mayor coming in, development coming in, because I really did not know that.
It's a lot of stuff that people don't know that's happening in Holly Hill.
I know.
And they think it's just a sleepy town and nothing's happening.
We are not.
We're not growing. We're not changing. We're not moving forward and visionary. It's a lot of stuff that's happening, and you just have to be in the right place to hear it. That's why I'm glad our leaders are getting on the air to broadcast all these different things that happen here to promote the town. This is a great town.
It is a great town, and I see so much happening. I mean, I used to get mad at that place where the Murphy gas station is going. I did, because it was so run down, and then literally I was going home one day and there was this big thing taking it down and it was gone. And now it's be turning into this gorgeous thing, but just be patient, people, and ask the question. If you don't understand, the city of Holly Hill is more than welcome to answer questions.
Yes, I mean, we are. People just have to be able to come and just call or send an email or whatever to talk about it. I'm always answering emails, drug complaints. People don't.
And he shows up?
Yeah, it shows up. Come to the community meetings. Come to the commissioner meeting.
Because it's all for the citizens. And
Absolutely.
that's how can we complain if we don't participate?
Absolutely. So, but I think that's pretty much all we have for this particular
Well, you do
month,
have a big school drive going on.
That's right. I'm sorry. Sitting there and looking right at everything right here in front of my face.
He just got excited because my granddaughters made him 2 big boxes of stuff from our listeners. But when is that, and what are you doing with it?
So our school drive is still going on, but we're taking all of this and we're going to have a backpack giveaway. Coming in the month of August, which would be next month. We have a list going. You can call our victim advocate to get on the list. If you need some help or assistance with getting backpack supplies for your children before school
starts back. It is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Inflation's up, and everything costs so much nowadays. And for a family that have multiple kids that are going, it can be very expensive. So we want to help in the way that we possibly can. We know every city is doing some type of backpack drive giveaway.
But if you're in this city and you're able to help, go buy some pencils or backpacks. Yes. If every business in this town did something, there wouldn't be a need.
Yeah, but I must say, Nash, our businesses here are awesome.
They are. And
they are awesome.
I go to our business meetings, and I love it that they help, and I love that our listeners help. So go out and get some things, and we can drop them off right at the city. Yeah. We can drop them off at the police department.
At the police department in the lobby there. We have there, and some of the businesses actually have the boxes to drop in as well. If you walk in a business, you see a backpack giveaway box there, a school drive box. Just donate something if you can.
Right. People have been bringing it here, and it was so cute. Becky Becky was here one day and people are bringing it, and I go, let me send some stuff with you to put in the box. So I sent a whole bag of stuff with her because we never want to be the first.
Yeah.
Why are we so goofy about that? About donating or something. And as a grandmother, I just look at it like, well, I would be buying for somebody. My kids are grown up, so why not pick up an extra thing of pencils or whatever it is?
It doesn't cost that much, and our teachers, I feel so bad sometimes because at one point I thought the school board would be donating a lot of these supplies, but then when I found out when my kids were in elementary school that the teachers are buying out their own pockets, it's mind-boggling to see that the teachers' salary are not the best, and they're still coming out of their own pockets.
Well, you know what I thought? And I'll admit this live on the air. I thought because we get this list and some of us are able to get it all, right? And then the teacher takes some of it and puts it in the back area. I thought, well, why am I doing that? Because it's to last throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like if 40 kids are bringing in the thing of wet ones, they're not going to use them all that first month. So they're putting it in a cabinet, and as they need them, or the markers or the paper, because just plain paper, like the rim of plain paper, they use a lot of paper.
Yeah, they do.
And people don't realize that. I think about how much I use on a week. Can you imagine with a class of 24 or whatever? Yeah. So whatever you can do, just bring it by the city of Holly Hill.
And whatever access we have afterwards, as far as supplies, we normally take a lot of that stuff to Holly Hill School and donate it and drop it off to them. So Ms. Deeks and the group there, they definitely appreciate it and welcome our presence there.
I'm glad you're doing it. What year is this? How many years have you been doing this?
We've been doing it for multiple years. I've been here 2 years, so definitely the last 2 years that I've been here, but it's been many years that we've been doing this.
Well, I love it. Everybody do it. So, and when is our next neighborhood meeting?
Our next neighborhood meeting will be the first Thursday of August.
And do you know who's speaking?
I do not have the speaker in front of me. I apologize.
That's okay. So that is the 6th of August.
Yes.
And that's at Seeker Hall?
Seeker Hall. That's where we're always going to be at. And that would be, I don't know who that
that's okay. It's a surprise. So come on out or go to your social media and find out.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.